Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening!
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobacs, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Randall's Island and match week 13 of the Cosmopolitan Division 1 season, where league leaders Sandzak will take on Schneider. Let's begin with the league leaders, of course, being Sandzak, with an immaculate record so far, unbeaten, and looking for their 13th win on the season after 12 consecutive wins, coming off an impressive 6-2 win midweek against Central Park Rangers last Thursday. Will this be their lucky number 13 in wins for Sandzak, and they can re-extend their lead at the top of the table to, we can presume now, 10 points, but the result of Block FC that they featured in the afternoon hasn't been published yet, so a question mark on that. Nonetheless, they can re-establish more momentum at the top of the table with another victory here, as the match in question, that was the result that I was talking about, is Block FC took on New York Ukrainians at 2 p.m. I just had a quick glance at the phone before this fixture begins at the possible scoreline, which wasn't posted yet, so an asterisk on that. Schneider 2, on the other hand, begin the day in the relegation zone and are in need of a result here to go in favor in the very match behind us, actually, that if we can, we will keep a little live update on, that being Manhattan Celtic and Liberia, which has already kicked off, and hopefully with a positive result here and a result to go in their favor in the match behind us, they can hop one spot over Manhattan Celtic in the relegation zone. An important 3 points for various reasons at either ends of the table. What is on the cards tonight at Randall's Island? As Sandzak will be, of course, sporting their all-black kit with Schneider 2 in their sky blue white socks and white shorts, and yellow socks. They will be attacking from right to left in this first half, and vice versa, Sandzak from left to right. We can also say that Sandzak's reserve side were victorious in the previous matchup with a scoreline of 3-0 there in their favor. Can the first team replicate the work of the second team? As we're just slightly delayed. Just check from the referee. Some names on the Schneider team sheet that might be a little bit light. We'll see, in fact, if don't believe that they have anyone on the bench, and we'll just do a quick count if they're out of full 11. However, we have Dorgan in goal, de Oliveira, Aminu, Sierra Vasquez, Corride Munoz, Ramirez, Cabral, Rodriguez, and Silva. That is actually 11 on my roster here, so in due course we will see if they will have any substitutions in which they can dip into their bench. For Sandzak, on the other hand, it's seemingly looking like a 4-3-3. I can just glance at the back four already of Hrstenovic at right back, Jeffrey Gad, Sabovic, and Yasir at left full back. I'm just having a little glance behind me, as I believe Liberia has scored, so that won't go, that will go in favor of Schneider's quest here tonight. I believe just glancing behind me, I heard some screams of joy, and indeed it is the yellow of Liberia that is trotting back to the scoreline. So they have scored on Manhattan Celtic. Also the parentheses of the day. Back to this action here, back four we just mentioned. Jeffrey Gadd is actually just having a quick count himself to see how many blue shirts there are on the pitch. It's going to be Yasir, Kalenovic, and Hrstenovic, the triplet in the midfield. Mamadou Diambara starting off the left, Matthew Heze off the right, and Sabovic through the middle. We're off and underway here at Randall's Island Field 70. Can Sandzak continue their victories and go a perfect 13 for 13 on the season? Or can Schneider find a very big victory for their persuasion? An early whistle from our center referee. As it's played in by Rodriguez, who's lined up in the middle of midfield from what it looks like. Back with the center back for Schneider. Out to the left fullback, De Oliveira, who actually played in goal in the reserve game. In due course had to deputize in the goal for not being a goalkeeper himself. Showed very well in that game with a couple of important stops for his side, and most certainly good distribution, as he is a very good left-sided player, now lining up in the left full-back role for Schneider. Kalenovic on the half turn has Jeffrey Gadd beside him, and the centre-backs can exchange. Boo, of course, in the middle of midfield, didn't start last time out on Thursday night. I believe he came in with a good chunk of the first half to play, 10 or 15 minutes in. Now starting alongside Kalenovic and Hrstanovic, as we mentioned. Jeffrey Gadd will lift De Oliveira off his shin, back to the defender in Munoz, who's at center back tonight for Schneider. Can find Aminu, who's on the left-hand side. Maybe a couple of these players have featured in the reserve game, so maybe a bit heavy legs, but under the circumstance, let me just have a, if I can, quick glance. Let's just see this action first, as Sabovic is through on goal. Sabovic has his shot deflected and trickling just about in play for the retreating defender to keep it into the circumference of the pitch. While on the right hand side, high press on from Sandzak. Zoom trying to filter men forward. Back with Jeffrey Gadd. The partnership of Gadd and the captain here in possession, Sabovic, certainly one of the best centre-back duos, and we can just share some news with you, as Manhattan Celtic have also scored behind us. Can't tell you with confidence the score, but they did put the ball in the back of Laberia's net. So another asterisk moment for Schneider. They have some defending to do here as the flag is down. Through on goal with his left foot, trying to cut it to Matthew Heze. That was the well-advanced Yassir from left full back. Now gives us just a quick moment to count the Schneider blue shirts. It is indeed 10, so they are at a maximum. They aren't playing a man light, as was just the first instinct of mine, just to see. They don't have anyone on the bench for the time being, so we are at full. Pass intercepted by Kalenovic. Jeffrey Gadd pressed by Aminu. Back with Sabovic. Stretching. And the whistle. Flung forwards towards the center forward, that being Ramirez today for Schneider. De Oliveira comes across with his right foot. Kalenovic over the top towards Matthew Heze, but Coming out to collect comfortably is Dogron, in the Zoom Schneider goal. Aminu, first time, flicks it. Corrida, left, back with Corrida. And the first touch has to be careful there, Nikčević, as that first touch for him wasn't as comfortable as he would have liked, but is alert to the situation to clear the lines. Thrown in off the underside of the boot, the controlled pass backwards. Mamadou Diambara can now stretch his legs. He has Matthew Heze to his right. He wants to caress the ball with the outside of the foot. Neat idea. A fantastic goal on Thursday night from Mamadou Diambara. As more news behind us, Manhattan Celtic has scored a second goal in some minutes. Flung in over the top towards Sabovic, who controls neatly. Sabovic rattles the woodwork. Situation isn't done, however. Hrstenovic entering the area. Hrstenovic's shot with a deflection to take out the sting. Big moment for Sandzak to open the scoring. They will continue the question, which is now shut. Rather, the door to the attack has been shut as Matthew Heze was adjudged offside. Back with the center midfielder. Furthermore, back to De Oliveira, who will swap to Sabovic. Diambara through on goal. Diambara is just about beaten to the spot by Dogron. Backwards they go now. Zoom Schneider. And furthest back with the full-back, De Oliveira, who uses his very good left foot to find the line-splitting pass. Another pass with the outside of the boot towards Aminu. Matthew Heze back in defensive position. Gad can't locate Hrstenovic. Thrown in towards Aminu, whose first touch is just a bit loose and will foul his man. That being Mohamed Bou. And free kick for Nikčević, who wants his centre backs to split, and will ping it out to his fullback Yassir. Clipped over the top towards Diambara. The flag is down. Mamadou Diambara, first time towards Sabovic. His control, a back heel from Hrstenovic, who popped up to find the bits on the top of the area. High press on now from Hrstenovic, with Matthew Heze dropped right behind them to cover. Throwing for De Oliveira, will play it short to Sierra, all the way back to his goalkeeper Dogron. Exchanges. Sandzak have asked the most potent question of the evening so far, rattling the woodwork. But so far we remain at 0. Ball flung forward towards the pacey Aminu, who wins a deflection. Aminu coming across with cover and expertise is Jeffrey Gad. He's forced in a tight corner as there's a couple of blue shirts pressing high. They'll find a little loose possession, service towards the area, and nobody in the 18-yard area to confront Nikčević, who collected and thumped forwards. Sabović. Mirza Sabović trying to cause a bit of discomfort as the Oliveira has gone down. Back and in possession. Aminu, who I believe also featured in the second game, if I'm not mistaken. Nonetheless, back with the Montenegrin shot stopper Nikčević, who, although Sandzak conceded 2 goals in their last fixture against the Central Park Rangers, were victorious with a scoreline of 6-2. Nikčević made a replica of great saves, a couple outstanding stops, as he had some work to do in the second half and answered some questions from the Central Park Rangers attack. Some very good bits of goalkeeping from a very, very good and experienced goalkeeper. Now, Hrstanović shaping his body, finds Heze into the area. Cut back to the second post. Diambera was stretching every sinew there to find some contact with his head. He did so, but couldn't get sufficient contact. Schneider also didn't feature on Thursday night, so we just have to see how the legs for Sandzak's perspective are, but seemingly so far so good. Forwards. Corrida on the turn is dueling with Bu. Gets a toe poke to find his man. Spreading the play to Aminu. Overlap coming from Corrida. Back they go with the Oliveira. Good press from Sabović. Corrida backwards to the Oliveira, who will clip it to the center forward. Cushion with the chest. Aminu, who found himself infield. They will try the right hand side now. Munoz is an option behind, but elect for the right fullback, who flings it forwards. Jeffrey Gadd got a touch, beating Ramirez to the spot. Sabović has to twist. Diambera is most likely offside. No is the answer, as flag was down. Heze is driving onto his right foot. Sabović arriving at the second post and skies his effort over. Question marks about offside possibly from Schneider, but center referee was adamant that there wasn't any. Another very big chance for Sandzak, who have already rattled the post once, and now this previous action from Heze to Sabović, as Diambera is down, which is not a good sight for the Sandzak eyes. Not exactly sure what happened to Diambera. He's limping off the pitch, and someone has to hurriedly prepare from the Kemal Hot substitute bench. So substitute on the left-hand side for Sandzak. Let's just confirm who that is, who came on to replace Diombera, and more importantly for Sandzak, let's see what the issue is for Diombera. Corrida, a couple of step overs. The 1 and the 2 need control, plays infield, a flick. Sabovic has stepped out from center back to force the ball backwards. Kalenovic can set. It's actually Nikaj that has entered on the left-hand side, if I can see correctly, who also featured in the reserve game at full back. Now asked to play a further advanced role on the left-hand side for Sandzak. Bu can drive, teases one over the top. Heze was stretching, but the pass a bit overhit. Quickly bowled out loosely, however. Bu onto his left foot. The technician of the Sandzak midfield alongside of Kalenovic's very good technical abilities, and of course Ustanovic, who is in possession here. We'll go backwards to the captain, driving and finding Ustanovic. Back with Jeffrey Gadd. Presses in on from Schneider so they can just sit back and organize their lines. Kalenovic switches the field to Sabovic. Haris Sabovic, who was the scorer of the first goal for his side in midweek, thumping a header past Sela on Thursday night here. An opportunity to transition. Aminu, the flag is down. Aminu has space on this left-hand side if he's spotted. The checked run. Aminu is beaten to the spot by Nikčević. Sabovic has stayed up from center back. And the free kick. De Oliveira. First time pass forward. Corrida beaten to it by Bu. Corrida's pass, excuse me, was dispossessed by Bu, who is continuing to press forward, possibly a bit too aggressively. Kalenovic high press, so to Matthew Hezes. Finding a neat pass to Aminu, who's for the last couple of minutes playing a bit more inverted. Maybe a swap of positions with Corrida, who has come out to the left-hand side. Sabovic. Yasir from left full back. Kalenovic has to be careful as a couple of blue shirts were surrounding. Bu The overlap coming from Hrstenovic. Matthew Heze will try his right foot with a devilish dip, and goalkeeper Dorgan had to react and parry away. See a good sighting for Sandzak. We'll get back to that in a minute as the ball is flung in, and on the half bounce, Dogron collects. Will distribute with De Oliveira. The high press now on from Sandzak. They still will try to dispossess high up the pitch and or win a throw-in. They will do the latter. I believe Mamadou Diambara is preparing to re-enter, which is very good news for Sandzak. Maybe just took a little bit of a knock previously. So at the next stoppage, possibly the reintroduction of the very dangerous Diambara. Jeffrey Gadd will step in, win the possession. Yassir can exchange with Sabovic. Kalenovic through the lines. De Oliveira first. Ramirez towards Corrida. Steps on the ball back to his left full back, who dribbles out of pitch. Of course, guys, today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free. Now produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Nikaj coming off for Diambara to re-enter. Quick little cameo from Alan Nikaj. Diambara steps on the ball for a moment, dueling on that far hand side. Will stretch, will have a whistle go against him. These games, certainly, as we know in this Cosmopolitan division, we'll get back to that moment, that point in just a second, as there has to be some recovery work from Aminu. He's pressed by Hrstenovic, spins out of danger. Of course, as we know in this division, every game is of a vital importance. Doesn't particularly matter your positioning in the standings. Teams of full of quality can cause discomfort on any given day. It's first place Sandzak taking on a side that's battling with the relegation troubles now, but we remain at 0. That is the Cosmopolitan First Division in a bit of a summary. Sandzak have had the best chances of the evening so far, but so far we remain at the 0-0. Yassir will step in. Sabovic gaining meters as nobody's there to confront. Kalenovic sifts it out to Hrstenovic. Kalenovic once more. Jeffrey Gadd. Everyone beyond the halfway line in a low block for Zoom. Sabovic has stayed up from center back. Heze will clip it towards the captain, who will effectively now play as a winger and will win aside a throw-in. We just entered into the 26th minute here. 0-0 between the league leaders and Zoom Schneider. Is going to be a goal kick. De Oliveira, Corrida. The overlap. Infield pass to Ramirez from Munoz. Gad to a pressed Sabovic. Gad will shape it towards the Umbera. Yassir from left full. Infield to Kolenovic. Delivers towards Matthew Haze, whose control pops it up to Sabovic, who opens the scoring for Sandzak. They hit the front in a moment of great import. They deliver the goods after 25 minutes plus some change, have found their very important first goal, and the league leaders are in the lead. Matthew Haze lobbing to Mirza Sabovic, who finished. Right after the goal ripped the back of the net, I saw Haris Sabovic just in a conversation with his teammates. So the captain certainly had a point to make, but the important thing is that Sandzak have hit the front. Aminu has a Corride, little 50-50 ball is first one by Corride, who's driving into the heart of the area, going to ground, and will win aside a free kick as the tempers just about to boil a bit. Little tempestuous act. Mr. Allen with some work to do, brandishing a yellow. Silva just making the point that just to calm down a bit perhaps, as they did win the free kick amongst all of that, and this free kick is in a certainly good position, so the focus is on this set piece that's going to be taken. Silva standing over it with his right foot, so too Vasquez. And also joining the queue is Ramirez. Might not be any of those names that I just mentioned. In fact, the left-footed option is prepared. The free kick, dipping, Nikčević. Haze goes to ground. The Umbera stretching. Throw in for Schneider. Yassir will find his center back. Not exactly sure who got the yellow card. The flag is now risen. Believe possibly it was Corride, maybe for descent. The tackle came in from Bu. Maybe either of those two players, for my understanding, were the ones that picked up the booking. It was a bit of a cluster of players, so quite difficult to see who the yellow card from our center referee was brandished to. However, stay tuned for more game and frame action. A midweek, let's just see this action first as De Oliveira will drive out of the pressure. Midweek derby, for Greek derby, Leros taking on Doxa at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. It was originally scheduled for Thursday night but moved one day back. We can also take this moment to wish everyone a happy Orthodox Easter today for all of those celebrating. Should have began the presentation with that, but happy Orthodox Easter to all celebrating. Of course, the Greek sides today not featuring in the APSL. Ball over the top towards Matthew Heze. Similar location, finds Diombera. Diombera into the area. Can he get a shot off? Slaloming off the goalkeeper who's prone on the ground. Matthew Heze hacks it wide. Diombera forcing his captain backwards. Goalkeeper is playing as a midfielder. Nikčević, can he find the teammate? Mirza Sabovic with a quick thumbs up to his goalkeeper. Possibly might have been offside, but good instinctive play from Nikčević, who acted like a midfielder there and split a line with a direct pass to his centre forward. Over the top it'll go. Hrstenović beats Munoz to the spot. Munoz for the time being leading the line. Just interchanging some positions. Zoom Schneider. As Corrida began the game in the middle of midfield. Now playing off the left-hand side with Aminu dropping centrally next to Ramirez. Rather behind Ramirez. So to Sierra in the middle of midfield with, like we mentioned, Munoz through the middle. Silva with some defending to do. In possession. Slaloming out of a bit of a tight area. Sandzak, who have found the all-important goal. A goal that they also craved after 25 minutes of scoreless football. The goal scorer now dispossessed. Here's the captain with a thick 50-50. De Oliveira will lift. Matthew Heze underneath it. Heads it forward. Someone just has to put their foot in the ball or win a free kick. That is what De Oliveira will do. Mr. Allen wants the free kick to be retaken. Exchange. Speared out to the right hand side. Lifted. High press from Yassir, who will stretch his legs to press this loose ball. And ball is stuck there under some cleats and feet and eventually bobbled out for a throw-in for Sandzak. Hrstenović on the top of the box goes over. Sabovic in the area, composes himself off the woodwork. Heze is dragged down possibly. The ball didn't end up in the back of the net. As now Zoom can transition. Have a 3-on-3 if they want to do it swiftly. Ramirez into the channel. Jeffrey Gadd read it smoothly. As Matthew Heze has just gotten up and as De Oliveira also has gone down now, maybe a bit of cramp. as referee has stopped the game to allow some treatment for the Oliveira. Not exactly sure the issue, maybe landed a bit awkwardly. Hope it's nothing too serious for the Oliveira. In best case, maybe a bit of cramp, as we mentioned. He did feature in the first in the reserve game, in goal. Actually had to deputize in goal for his side. Now at left full back, he's back on his feet. The way that I see him flexing his left foot, maybe cramp. We'll see in due course. Hrstanovic to take the throw-in. Sabovic will play it flat, cleared away. Hrstanovic has Diombera with some space. Mamadou Diombera on his right foot, dancing into the area. Diombera off a blue shirt. Kalanovic will find Yassir. Effectively now Zoom playing with 10. Whistle and free kick for Zoom Schneider. Silva with space to take his man on 1v1. They're recovering Hrstanovic. Yassir will touch it to his captain. Aminu infield. Clip towards the second post on the left foot. Cat forcing him as backwards as possible. Sabovic. Aminu. Gad. Hrstanovic now into the space towards Matthew Heze. Sabovic was tugged off the ball. The Oliveira has re-entered. A couple of minutes, Zoom playing a man light, but defended well. Have some defending to do here as it's quickly taken towards Kalanovic, who will try his right foot. Kalanovic, did that take a flick? No is the answer. The backside of Diombera, left by Bu. Yassir. Aminu intercepts, pokes forward. The retreating Hrstanovic will find the comfort of his goalkeeper. Nikčević elevates. Hrstanovic controls with the chest, now with the head. No foul is the cry. Bu. Kalanovic. Bu well advanced from left full back. He's beaten to the spot by Silva. but retains possession for his side. The captain will float. Heze using his body smartly, allowing space for Hrstanovic. Cut back, and the tap in from Mirza Sabovic. Second goal for Sandzak. Very smart in the build-up from Heze to effectively screen his man to allow Hrstanovic some space to serve. He served, and Sabovic finishing it off. The second goal for Sandzak. 2-0 now in favor for the league leaders, who have a very tough matchup next week. So this game was certainly of vital importance for them, as is all the games in this quest to finish first and play their football in the APSL next year. Their next matchup is an away fixture next week, actually at Hoboken, a team that were Sandzak beat, but after 2-1 scoreline in the late minutes, found a frantic 2 goals at the end to win the game 3-2 on a frozen night here before the winter break. So let's just get back to this action here, as Aminu with speed. Aminu Nikčević has to stretch his body a bit and to clear away the danger. De Oliveira inching up from a left fullback, maybe for some short service. Corner kick flashed into the penalty spot. The captain first. Aminu has a hack at it, and it's in. Ricocheting off the post, and I believe goalkeeper and Zoom have got one back. A lashed effort from Aminu, who caught it sweetly. And Zoom Schneider with a urgent answer and a riposte in the scoreline. 2-1 now in favor. Have trimmed the deficit. So a couple of minutes left in the first half. Very pivotal goal in an important moment for Zoom Schneider. 2-1 was the scoreline on Thursday night. We remind you, in a similar situation, Sandzak leading 2-0, and were pegged back for a goal right before halftime, and went into the halftime interval at 2-1. Will the same storyline / script will be written here tonight, as Aminu has gotten himself on the score sheet. Don't want to be harsh to the goalkeeper. Let's just see this action, as it is not offside and tapped in by Diombera. Pivotal from Diombera. A quick response to the quick response, and Sandzak have found their third. Diombera at the right time, at the right spot. Credit to Heze for not giving up the action and bullishly winning back the ball, and serving for Diombera, who finishes. In fact, it isn't going to be the same storyline that we were preparing to speak on. It's in fact now a 2-goal deficit once more for Sandzak, who have gotten a quick goal after Aminu found the goal for Zoom Schneider to make it a 1-goal game. On the stroke of halftime, we can say 2 goals in the last minutes of the first half, after 2 opening goals for Sandzak at halftime here at Randall's Island Field 70. League leaders Sandzak 3, Zoom Schneider 1. Stay tuned for the second half.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish. Flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. Second half kickoff here at Randall's Island. A first half in which we saw 4 goals. 2-0 in favor to Sandzak, which was pegged back for the time being. And they found their third goal late in the dying seconds of the first half to have our now halftime score entering the second half at 3-1. Kalenovic. Munoz advancing. De Oliveira, who had a bit of an issue in the first half, is good to go to start the second. They still don't see any substitutions on the Schneider bench, so the 11 that have began the game will most likely have to see it out. Boo with good work. Yasir. Vasquez. Munoz. Hacked away by Kalenovic. Nobody in the vicinity of De Oliveira, who will eventually control. Rodriguez. Back with De Oliveira, finding Cabral for a second, and now infield towards Silva. Towards the movement of the goal scorer for Schneider, Aminu. Clever footwork by an engineer, a yard of space. Clipped over the top by Cabral. Got on the bounce, will cushion and find his captain. Back with Nikčević, who will clip it to Yasir. Kalenovic on the turn. Sabovic, who has 2 goals to his name. Sabovic at the double, and the third goal rather from Diombera in the first half. The press is on, forcing a clipped ball to the other centre back, who controls out of the night sky. Hrstanovic. Matthew Heze, who has an assist to his name. 2 for that matter. Driving infield, Matthew Heze is intercepted, but will continue his press. And, more industrious work. Finds Diombera. Through on goal, Mamadou Diombera composes himself and nutmegs the goalkeeper for the 4th. Goalkeeper maybe was moving early in guessing where Diombera was going to go, but Diombera pointing to Matthew Heze, who again with more industrious work, winning the possession and serving for Diombera once again, who finishes 4-1 now in favor for the league leaders. Mabruk actually has come on in the second half. Mabruk, who played in the second team game, in the reserve side game, in the middle of midfield, featured on Thursday at right full back for the first team, showing that he can play a multitude of positions. Now lining up in the center of midfield for Sandzak's first team. Another very hard-working midfielder. Tireless running in the first game, and now involving himself in the first team game. Heze continuing his lung-busting movement. Matthew Heze lifts towards Diombera, and it's in! A hat-trick for Mamadou Diombera. Another hat-trick from Mamadou Diombera. Another assist for Matthew Heze, who has his shoe shined from Diombera. Lovely chemistry, and the 5th goal for Sandzak. Consecutive hat-tricks for Mamadou Diombera. A hat-trick on Thursday, a hat-trick here on Sunday. 6 goals in the span of 72 plus hours, should my math be correct. But the point of difference for Sandzak, the connection from Heze and Diombera on that instance. 5-1 now in favor. Vasquez. Vasquez thought about the line splitting pass, finds Ramirez, back to Vasquez. Mabruk furthest forward to press. Bu, who's actually wearing 2 different cleats, I believe. He'll line up with his left. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Hrstenovic has come off. One of the two. Hrstenovic is on the Sandzak roster. Hrstenovic remains on at right full back, and the other replaced by Mabruk in the middle of midfield, playing alongside Kalenovic and Bu, who had a quick change of footwear at the half-time interval. Corride finds Silva, waiting for an overlap. Silva, toe pokes, the flag is down. Nikčević stands tall and will collect. Another very big save from Danilo Nikčević, who was brave to stand tall and to repel the effort. A whistle on Sabovic. Similar to Thursday night, it's a very good touch when your goalkeeper remains focused in a scoreline of such to just continue to drive the levels and search for more goals. Will they find their 6th here? Sabovic spinning, slaloming now. Sabovic, clever little nutmeg. He's waiting for support, and it finds Hrstenovic. Diombera, similar to the way he scored his goal, with a service from the right. Has a smile on his face, which is nice to see, actually exchanging some pleasant words with Silva, and a hand slap. Always nice to see. Sandzak, who we remind you have the best defense in the league. Free kick on Bu, have conceded the least goals on the season. Maybe also now are in contention to have the most goals scored. Certainly their goal differential is in a very good way at the moment. Some space for Silva. He's demanding for the ball. Ramirez will look forwards. Exchanging with Munoz, a little triangle. Spread out to the left-hand side. We have a very important update actually, as that shot is lashed over. Just had a quick glance at the phone for the Block FC score previous today. They actually tied 1-1 with a scoreline of the scoreline of 1-1 with the New York Ukrainians. That is confirmed. So that means, let's just do some quick in the moment mathematics. As a possession for Schneider, let's just see this action first with Vasquez. Fullback will find Silva. Back with Vasquez. Furthest more to center back Sierra. So after that result, Block FC have gone to 27 points. Sandzak remain on 26. They began the day on 26. Block FC now have 27. Sandzak had a 10-point lead at the top of the table. Now, with a win here, can go to 39 points with their 13th win, barring anything truly spectacular here. And they will establish a 12-point lead at the top, with a game in hand, of course, over Block FC. Heze continuing his press high up the pitch, so should the result stand here for Sandzak, they will go 12 at the top of the table. Not exactly sure if the Sandzak bench knows the outcome of the score here. Boo is the judge for a free kick. So they will go, if result holds, they do have the game in hand. They will have played one more game than Block FC, but they will have a 12-point cushion at the top of the table. In essence, 4 games, with the season now slowly entering in the middle of the month of April. The season concludes on May 17th, I believe, barring there aren't any more rescheduled fixtures to play. Sandzak, we remind you, have played theirs. Mabruk goes down after a challenge, referee quickly dipping into the pocket. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more game in frame action on Wednesday the 15th, a Greek derby. Doxa will take on Leros, a very important matchup in the APSL. Doxa, who are pushing in for the top 4 positions. Yassir will flick it over to the second post towards Matthew Heze. We'll conclude our tune-in after Heze concludes his 1v1, serves it towards the heart of the area. The Umbera was located on the back post, and Zoom can clear line. So a very big Hellenic derby there in the APSL. At 9 p.m. that matchup on Wednesday night, a midweek derby, Greek derby for Doxa and Lero, the two sides who didn't feature today due to it being Orthodox Easter. All the Greek sides in the APSL, for that matter, didn't feature today. The other postponed derby, which was supposed to be on the cards today, Pan Cyprian against league leaders Greek Americans, cleared off the line by De Oliveira, who gets a pat on the back from his goalkeeper, Dogron. Another set piece to be taken from Kalenovic, flat to the first post. Yassir sprinting back, showing an injection of pace. De Oliveira was last man back, just had to sprint out of the furthest line. Gad. Mabruk stretching, finding Kalenovic, who's dispossessed. Mabruk, Aminu, Koride, another foul on Mabruk. Sandzak wanted to play quickly. Apologies for the voice today. Yassir will float to Diombera, who is onside, dueling with Silva, who gets a touch out of play. Sabovic, who's sneaking up again from center back. Sabovic dinks it into the area. De Oliveira has to clear lines. The second or third time that Sabovic has magically appeared at the center forward from center back, has remained up. Now they can transition zoom being as Sabovic is furthest forward. Now trotting back into position. Thrown in from that far-hand side. Another whistle from our center referee. Free kick for Sandzak, who have a 4-goal cushion to their name after a 3-1 scoreline in the first half. On the goal, actually right on the stroke of halftime, after conceding themselves from a strike from Aminu. 2-1 went 3-1 at the halftime interval, and 2 Mamadou Diombera goals here in the second half to also conclude his hat-trick, his second hat-trick in the space of some minutes, in the space of some days, excuse me. Thursday hat-trick, Sunday night hat-trick for Diombera. Kalenovic, thinking about the diagonal, certainly has that in his locker, but just wants to assess a bit of possession with his captain. And now invites the goalkeeper Nikčević for a touch. Of course, guys, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. We'd like to thank our sponsors at Umbro. Mabruk, Hrstenovic back with the centre back Gad, furthest back to Nikčević. 65 minutes gone here at Randall's Island. Here is that diagonal we were talking about from Kalenovic. Locates Yassir. Matthew Heze through on goal. De Oliveira has to show pace to get back and retreat the situation, but his pass a bit wayward. Yassir towards Hrstenovic on the back post, who's arriving late, has to check his run. Sabovic screaming for it, finds it. Kalenovic, ball roll, tugged back. Good possession from the referee. Good advantage rather from the referee, as Sabovic eventually got a shot off, repelled by Dogron in the zoom goal. 50-50s. Corrida's touch. And they whistle. And another yellow card brandished. Ball kicked. Nikčević just asking the linesman how much time we have remaining. The answer is just under 25. Sandzak, who have scored 6 goals just some days ago, looking for their 6th here against Schneider, who have this dead ball to contend to defend. Kalenovic into the area. Is this the 6th? It is eventually devilishly bobbling its way in from Yasir, who is taking the plaudits. And referee's flag was down. So that is the 6th for Sandzak. 6-1 now. Yasir on the score sheet. Munoz gets us back underway. So like we mentioned before the free kick was taken, 6 goals for Sandzak on Thursday night, a further 6 here. 6-2 the scoreline on Thursday night over Central Park Rangers. 6-1 now in favor over Schneider. I'm not exactly sure on the result that we had mentioned in the first half about the Manhattan Celtic Laberia game that was of importance for Schneider. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, just having a glance behind me as that game has concluded, I believe Manhattan Celtic have gotten a result there. So that might not be the news that the Schneider were looking for. Certainly the result not going in their favor here tonight. That all will be confirmed upon the final whistle, as the standings will be refreshed, and on both sides of the table for that matter. Another yellow card. Referee just wants to have a quick word before the free kick is taken. Now the free kick can be taken, whipped in. Silva stretching to keep it in play. He will. Little body feint to retain the possession of the Umbera. Savovic back to his goalkeeper. Over the top, the flag is risen. the Umbero possibly knew it, as he just checked up his run a bit. The Oliveira has limped off, so Zoom now once again playing with 10. Had a bit of an issue in the first half. Did very well to soldier on, but maybe just felt something there and didn't want to continue to risk. So Zoom playing with 10 now. At the scoreline of 6-1, really. Might be a smart move for De Oliveira just not to risk further. Clipped over the top. The second half in which lost its impetus after a couple of goals from the Umbera to extend the lead for Sandzak, and really now it's just about game management and picking your moments. Is this a further goal for Sandzak? The Umbera swiveling is beaten to it by Silva. Kalenovic reversing it to Bu into the area on his now left foot and calmly slotting in for Sandzak's 7th. He also is on the score sheet. Bu for Sandzak's sensational 7th. 7-1 now in favor. They have gotten one better than their tally on Thursday night. 6 on Thursday night, now 7 here tonight. A substitution for Sandzak, Asmir Ivanovic, who we remind you on Thursday night, from the moment he entered, produced an assist for Matthew Heze, a defender on paper, but now asked to lead the line for Sandzak as Sabovic was replaced. Can he make an immediate impact again? Here's Ivanovic, unselfishly to Mabruk, off the woodwork. He almost did it again. Unbelievable once again from Ivanovic. That man, from when he enters the pitch, is immediate impact, shall we say. The two reserve players, if you'd like, there. Reserve team players rather. Ivanovic almost assisting Mabruk, but the goalkeeper and Woodwork denied that. We also can mention that Ivanovic also featured in the reserve game. Here he is, cushioning for Yassir, who has a hack at it. Another substitution for Sandzak, Nikash, who will replace Bu. So more fresh legs and more time for Nikash, who also featured in the reserve game. So Ivanovic, Mabruk and Nikash on in the second half, who are featured in the first team's, the reserve side's victory, and now so to assisting the first team in their match here in which they lead with a goal with a scoreline of 7-1. Flung forward, the captain underneath it. Control. Mabruk. Another free kick. Kalenovic finds Diombera, has Ivanovic to the center. It's behind him. Sprinting towards the ball is Hrstanovic. Will coil it up towards Diombera, who cushions unselfishly. Poked by Ivanovic. But the offside flag was risen. Ivanovic already has assist to his name for the first team. Can he find a goal to his tally now? A very important defender and captain for the reserve side, we should mention. Playing now as a 9. Actually played at left full back for his side's reserve victory and had a clean sheet to his tally as they were victorious with the scoreline of 3-0. Yasir dueling with Ramirez. Sierra. Silva out of touch. Gad. Kalenovic stepping on the ball is dispossessed. Aminu first time forward. Mabruk in a good state of mind to understand there's some covering to be done. He touched it back to his goalkeeper Nikčević. Kalenovic dropping between the lines to receive and break a first line. Heze. Diombera on the left hand side. It's left towards Ivanovic. The flag is down. Ivanovic on the score sheet. It's the magic man again. A magical moment for Ivanovic. The Sandzak bench has erupted. The 8th goal, but maybe the one most celebrated. Ivanovic on the score sheet. Assist to his name on Thursday, or goal to his name now. More good work from Heze. And Ivanovic saluting the bench. Ten minutes left in this match. Let's see if our referee will maybe cut the game a bit short. We'll see in due course, however. 10 minutes left. Sandzak's 8th goal. Ivanovic, who finished like a centre forward. We remind you, on paper, he is a defender. Apparently not for the first team, and I mean that in a great tone, as assist Thursday night, goal here tonight. Credit again, we often say this many times to our Sandzak streams, credit to the reserve team players that also come to join the party and assist when needed. Mabruk and Mamadou and Ivanovic, and now so too tonight Nikaj, who have played for the first team alongside, of course, the main components of the Sandzak's roster. Back heel. Kalenovic is intercepted by Koride. Flag is not down as the pass was backwards. Silva stretching. Pressed by Ivanovic, who gets a poke and gets a free kick. More substitutions. Kalenovic, his day has probably concluded as Bu has re-entered. Another good shift in produced by Kalenovic. Diombera under the heels of the retreating defender. Bu, a flick from Heze. Bu on his left foot, who is also on the score sheet tonight, joining Ivanovic, Diombera, and Sabovic. I might be missing one final piece, and Yassir, there we go, caught the attention as the ball is in defense now. I just spotted him. Different goal scorers, but 8 goals for Sandzak, as well as Aminu, who has gotten the goal for Schneider late in the first half to, in one moment, bring the deficit down to 1, 2-1, which was riposted by Sandzak right before the halftime whistle for a 3-1 halftime score, and 5 unanswered goals here in the second. Have some defending to do here as Silva on the back post had an attempt. Nikaj, it falls to a blue shirt. Ramirez exchanging. Ramirez will ask the advancing fullback Vasquez. Tries a nutmeg on Diombera. Mabruk. Diombera. Nikaj. Free kick. Quickly taken. Cross field to Heze, who has certainly a lot of energy in those legs. Referee getting out of the way. Silva is offside. A good day's work for Sandzak, who have 5 minutes left to see out in this match, and have gotten exactly what they came to the pitch for. As the captains, I believe, are called over for a quick word with the referee. I'm not exactly sure what occurred. Haris Sabovic is in communication with the referee, so too captain, I believe, Koride. Heze has come over as well to have his word. I believe Mabruk is going to be replaced. Ivanovic also gesticulating for calm. Not exactly sure what occurred. Nonetheless, however, Kalenovic's day isn't done. Boop. Some fancy control. Free kick. Sabovic with a reverse to his centre-back partner. Yassir to Matthew Heze. Heze pirouetting into the area. Free kick on Heze, who is down for the moment, and sportingly helped out by Silva. Free kick for Schneider. Silva in field. Back with De Oliveira. Stanovic, more injection of pace. Ivanovic is second. Ivanovic again, finishing like a centre forward. He told us in our previous chat we had here live on Game and Frame, maybe a change of position. The defender with a second goal to his tally, leading the line for Sandzak's first team here. Ivanovic at the double. 9-1 now in favour. Certainly finished it off like a centre forward. Credit to him. Instinctual, and I believe it is all but finished now. We're just awaiting the final whistle from the referee. Silva stretching. Ivanovic will go into press. De Oliveira will hack it towards the halfway line. Yassir with the chest. The referee's just having a glance at his watch. Nikash. Back to Nikash, who can't keep it in play. Yassir flicked over from Sabovic. Boo. Diambera. Boo infield to Diambera. Is his double digits for Sandzak. Takes his time. A recovering defender. Stanovic will line it up. And a good save. It tickled the net. Nonetheless, the end. A very impressive win for Sandzak, who had a result go in their favor as Block FC tied New York Ukrainians today. Sandzak's victory with a impressive scoreline, 9-1 in their favor. More importantly, extending their lead at the top of the table now to 12 points in first place. 13 for 13. Indeed, it was lucky number 13. 13 wins on the trot for the league leaders. an immaculate record and an immaculate scoreline today here, defeating Schneider with a scoreline of 9-1. Stay tuned for a quick interview.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. I'm here joined by Matthew Heze, Asmir Ivanovic, and Jeffrey Gadd. A big scoreline and a big day for you guys. Let's begin with the news of the day before you guys played. Block FC tied New York Ukrainians 1-1, so that gave you guys a little bit more motivation to get the 3 points here. Talk to me a little bit about the game. Just some quick questions. I know it's cold. Let's begin with you, Matthew. It was 2-1 and then 3-1 at the halftime interval. Was that third goal of vital importance?
Yeah, it was pretty crucial. I mean, we're top of the league, so it's, we're expected to win every game. So we wanted to put the game away in the beginning of the first half. We struggled the first 15-20 minutes, but we're a second half team, so we got the job done.
And for you personally, the scoreline, of course, got a little bit out of hand in your favor, of course, scoring many goals in the second half. You continue to push, you continue to run, tireless running yet again, got many assists to your name. How comfortable do you feel on that right wing now, and or sometimes left?
No, I love it. I mean, the great thing is that Kem trusts both of us. He either we play left or right. We sometimes switch in mid-game, but I love playing the wing. It's fun.
Very well said, and very good day's work again. Asmir, you know what I'm going to ask you now.
Yeah.
Center back, center midfielder, left back, or center forward?
Striker. That's my position. Message to the coach right
there. You guys had a clean sheet in the first game. You were asked to play left full back, and now Coach Kamal Hat asked you to play center forward, scoring 2 goals for the first team. How does that feel, and more importantly, what does the victory mean for Sandzak?
Honestly, it really feels good. Same situation like last game. We just want to get that W, stay on top of the league, and take the title.
And very well taking goals, like a true center forward, I might add. Jeffrey, now, like we said, the news, 12 points up. What incentives does this give you, if any, to finish the year strong? And of course, you guys are still undefeated. That was your 13th win of the year.
At my first game back in the spring, I said we take it one game at a time. So that's what we're doing now. Like, if they tie, if they win, if they lose, it's in our hands. So we just have to keep winning. And yeah, the incentive is to stay, perfect for the entire remainder of the season, and then, go into the playoffs strong with the trophy already in our hands.
And of course, not a clean sheet today. The goal was bypassed, a little bit unlucky. Maybe it came off the post and the goalkeeper. But again, a very good defensive display from yourself, Sabovic, the back four. And you guys have conceded the least goals in the division. What does that stable defense mean for you guys, knowing that attackers like Matthew, Diombera, and Sabovic can score at any given moment? And so too Ivanovic.
It's a team effort because, like Mamadou and they do the work up top. So by the time, they bypass the midfield, then they have to come to us. Like, any team that we play is already a little tired, a little drained. So, it's a whole team effort, top to bottom. So, try to keep conceding. Actually, not conceding any goals is always the aim. But, in a game like this, you get one, it's all right.
And you guys got 9 for that matter. One final question. Next game is a very difficult away fixture against Hoboken. Hoboken, who you guys played against in the dying embers of the fall season, if I'm not mistaken, a dramatic turnaround from 2-1 down, 3-2 victory at Laurel Hill Park. Always a difficult day. Early thoughts on that?
No, we're excited. We love playing Hoboken's territory. It's always I feel like a rivalry game. We go way back within years of playing against them, but we're excited. We want to go undefeated, and it's always a great match. Looking forward to it.
Very big game coming up next week, and as per usual, one final word from the captain. Clean sheet in the first game, 2 goals to your name. In the second game, 9 goals for Sandzak. Is that a immaculate day?
Yeah, no. Next game, I'm looking for a hat trick. That's the goal. That's the goal.
You heard it here first, guys. Congratulations, guys! 9-1 victory over Schneider. Sandzak, league leaders, plus 12 points, and in first place. Thank you guys for tuning in.